Elon Musk, net worth $215 billion. Mark Zuckerberg, net worth $177 billion. Mukesh Ambani, net worth $112 billion. Sam Bankman-Fried, net worth $40 billion. Have you ever thought that all these rich people's lifestyles look so simple and they try to look poor? Why do all these people prefer to live like this even after having so much money? Between getting rich and looking rich, what is one thing that most of us don't know? Why and how is all this done by all these billions? Today, we understand these things in detail. If we talk about Mark Zuckerberg, even though he wears only one type of gray t-shirt all the time, according to him, he does this so that he can save his time and be more productive, which is also true. But along with this, a bigger purpose is also solved by him. That is to look like common people. Now just imagine that if Mark Zuckerberg was always in a suit, then our feeling for him would have been a little different. And by the way, this simple looking t-shirt is also not an ordinary t-shirt. His t-shirts are custom designed by Italy's famous designer Bulow, and the cost of one t-shirt is in lakhs. In fact, he bought all the properties near his house for Rs 10 crores because he did not want any rich people to live near his house. Bankman-Fried, he really sleeps in a beanbag every day. I think most of the time he has at least taken some naps in it. This man was one of the richest men in the world. At the age of just 29, his net worth was $10 billion. Not only this, he was number one in the list of under age of 30 richest people. Even after this, why does he sleep in such a beanbag? Why doesn't he style his hair? He roams around in shorts and loose t-shirts and lives in a small house with some of his roommates. Whatever may have happened to Sam, but he knew one thing, that how important it was for him to look poor, because when he was asked in an interview that why he doesn't cut his hair, he said that, "No, I cannot cut my hair. It is important for me that people think I am crazy." But the question arises that, why did he say so? It's not accurate to say Elon Musk looks poor. He's known for his wealth and often seen in high-end settings. However, there have been instances where his appearance may not align with traditional expectations of wealth. For example, he's been photographed wearing casual or slightly worn clothing at public events or during interviews. This could be interpreted as a deliberate rejection of conventional fashion norms, or simply a reflection of his focus on more important matters than personal dressing. Ultimately, appearance can be deceiving, and wealth doesn't always manifest in outward displays. Why do these rich people need to leave their rich lifestyle and do this? Still a question. Now in this video, I have 8 reasons that I want to share with you why for the most part, many rich people try to look poor on what purpose. Let's jump right into the reasons. Privacy and security. The first reason rich people try to look poor is simply for privacy and security reasons. Many rich people try to downplay their wealth to avoid becoming targets of scammers and crime or any unwanted attention. Look, when you have money, the last thing you want to do is draw attention to yourself, and many rich people tend to value the ultimate thing they have, which is privacy and the security that comes with that privacy, humility, and values. Now, the second reason that many rich people try to look poor is just because of humility and values. Guys, believe it or not, some rich people actually prioritize humility and being grateful for what they have, and that means being humble with what they've been blessed with. And so a lot of them have no desire to flaunt that wealth. Many of them believe in being low-key and being very, very modest, or they've just been raised with certain values that are not all about displaying what they have or displaying their wealth to the world. The honest truth is this, guys, when you have a lot and at the same time you're very sensitive to the fact that a lot of people in this world are hurting and don't have very much, it's easy to lose the desire to show off what you got. Being judged or disgraced. The rich people are human too, And they don't like the extra added judgment that comes with this stigma of having money or the stigma of being rich or wealthy. And so, the third point is all about stigma. A lot of rich people want to avoid the judgment that comes with being wealthy. There's a real piece out here in our culture that says, if you have a lot of money, you must have got it by taking advantage of people who have less things or hurting somebody else, so you could have the money. And that having money, being rich, or being wealthy is somehow evil. There's a piece of the culture that's out there that really says that and really thinks that. And rich people fear being judged, and so sometimes people that are rich or people that are wealthy, they avoid that stigma and they avoid being judged or envied for their wealth. And so, by appearing less affluent, they hope to prevent some of these negative perceptions about rich people. We all know that people are really hurting in our society and in many societies around the world, and this negative hidden meanings that comes with the people who have money. It's a real thing, and a lot of rich people want to avoid that altogether. How can they do it? Well, by looking poorer and trying to fit in and looking average and looking modest and not flaunting their wealth. Genuine relationships. Now, the fourth reason that a lot of rich people try to look poor is because of relationships. Let me explain it to you this way. Genuine relationships when you have a lot of money is hard to come by sometimes. So appearing less rich or appearing poor can help you form better, real, genuine relationships. It can reduce the risk of attracting the wrong people, right? The wrong people would be the people who only want to get to know you because of your money, or they only want to be friends with you because of your wealth. I mean, let's keep it real. Rich people are not always sure. If they're only around them just for the money, or just to be near the money, or to get a piece of the money from them. It's hard to figure that out sometimes as a person that has money, right? That makes it really hard to form real, genuine relationships. Investments. The fifth main reason to look poor is rich people often try to look poor because it's cheaper and smarter for their future. Instead of spending on flashy stuff, they invest in things that make more money quietly. Most rich people are too busy reinvesting their money into businesses, into the stock market, into assets, and things that are typically going up in value as opposed to unnecessary things. This helps them stay financially secure in the long run. They understand that putting money into things that grow their wealth is more important than showing off. They might still have hobbies or passions they spend on, but they don't let it ruin their financial stability. Comfort preferences. The sixth reason that many people who are rich try to look poor is simply for personal comfort and preference. Some rich people just don't have a preference of buying a lot of expensive things, and they just prefer the comfort of a more modest lifestyle. It's comfortable, look to be comfortable, and many times this comfort is less assuming, very unassuming and chill, right? And it can look kind of poor. It looks very average because the most expensive things are not always the most desirable things, even though a rich person can afford it. There's a certain level of comfort that comes with not rushing out and buying the most expensive this and the most expensive that, right? It's just peace and comfort when you're able to walk into a store, dressed down, looking very modest, knowing that you can afford everything in the store, but being disciplined, being reserved, and just being a regular person. Modesty for philanthropy or charity. Number 7 is this: oftentimes rich people prefer to look poor because they just have other philanthropic reasons. Some rich people are just really sensitive to the extremity of other people, or people that are less fortunate, or people that don't have as much as they have, and they decide to use a lot of their money for charitable causes rather than spending a lot of money on themselves and a lot of money on things or personal luxuries. There's rich people that choose a very modest lifestyle so they can allocate more of their resources towards helping out other people. If you ask me, would I rather have a Rolex watch or donate money to my local food shelter, I'm going to choose the food shelter. Because I'm one of those people who I don't like to have a lot of jewelry and all these things on the outside, looking a certain way. I'd rather give that money to help out somebody else. I am not saying that all rich people are like that, and I'm not saying that you have to be like that, but I'm saying that there's some people who are wealthy who are like that. And it's not to say that having or buying expensive things are bad or good, but it's just to say that there's some rich people that having a lot of things. The decision to appear less affluent despite being wealthy is deeply personal and can be influenced by a combination of factors such as individual values, social dynamics, and practical considerations. Remember that true richness lies not just in material wealth, but in the depth of our connections, the richness of our experiences, and the impact we make on the world around us. Thanks for watching this video. See you in the next video.